the Zuri Sky Travel series. The theme for today's webinar this evening, we're looking at traveling smart and spending less, unlocking free and affordable travel secrets. For a long time,
this call is now being recorded.
Thank you, Google. That's so kind of you. So, for a long time, we have this mindset and this mentality that if your economic situation is not that stable, traveling is not for you. And with that, when it comes to traveling, people just shuffle it to the back end, saying, I've not eaten. Why should I be thinking about traveling? So this is to nudge our thoughts into the opposite direction, to let us know that even without breaking the bank, it's possible to travel. So once again, you're welcome. You can call me Adeza for short. And we will be bringing...
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be bringing on call the managing partner for Zuri Sky to give us a welcome remark. Queen Mwachukwu, the Chief Executive Officer, Zuri Sky Limited, a global traveling agency. If you want to talk about travel, if you want to travel, if you are thinking of traveling, there's no other place than Zuri Sky. So Queen, over to you.
Thank you so much, Abdulkarim Adeza, as I would like to formally call you the Triple A. Thank you for that warm introduction. Okay, so we are all welcome to this amazing webinar. Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Please kindly confirm you can hear me and you can see me.
I can hear you.
Okay. Is the only one person that can hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you. Okay. It's good to have you all in the room. I know a lot of us have been anticipating what we are supposed to get out of this meeting. There has been a lot of anticipation. Don't worry, relax, you're at the right place. All your expectations, I hope, are going to be met. And this is Zuri Sky Limited, a travel company that caters more or less like a travel management company. We cater to everything travel. We handle from flights to tours to everything travel general. But we focus more on, one of our major focuses are on the educational series. We try to let people know the importance of travel, how they can get their travel rights, things they can do to avoid all the myths that have been shared about travels. So if you have any questions about travel generally, any challenges, maybe any truths as against myths as against truths, you need any clarification whatsoever, just know that Zuri Sky is the perfect place for you to be. So once again, I just want to say thank you everyone for hopping on this call, and I'll be handing the virtual microphone back to Adeza. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you very much, Queen, the voice of confidence. Thank you for that warm welcome remark and telling us what Zuri Sky is all about. So we'll be swinging right into it. For the start, we have an amazing keynote session where we'll get to listen to this wonderful, fantastic, amazing, a dear friend, someone that is young, but at the same time have a vast mind to connect, to explore, to learn, and the ability to share this with others. It's a gift. All right, so who is this person? Dr. Bolanle Akambi is a doctor of veterinary medicine, graduate from the University of Abuja, Nigeria, with experience in research, community engagement, and health communication, including work on the Camera Project and hosting a One Health series on LinkedIn. She has spoken at conferences across multiple countries on One Health and global health, and is currently pursuing the One Health option course at the University of Global Health Equity, with interest in health communication, system strengthening, and innovative solutions. Please, let's utilize the chat box. Let's make some noise. Let's welcome Dr. Bolanle Akambi to share wisdom with us this evening when it comes to travel. Dr. Bolanle, can you hear me? Over to you.
Yes, I can. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Can you hear and see me?
Loud and clear, and I can see you clearly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just like you said, I'm a veterinarian from Nigeria and also a One Health, currently a One Health student, and I'm pursuing my master's in Rwanda as a Mastercard scholar. So whenever people hear of travels or trips, they often focus on the geography part, like location. But for me, I would say that I've learned something very important. I've moved from Nigeria to Rwanda, from being a local person to an international student, from being just a med student to a scholar, and also from being an attendee to someone who actually speaks at places. But I've also learned something very important. The greatest journey really is from one country to another. It's from doubt to confidence. It's from being not seen to visibility. And it's about recognizing your potential to action from where you are currently to where you belong. So I believe that's what we plan to talk about today. So for people on this call who do not know me, I come from Nigeria and everybody knows Nigerians. Even where I am today, they believe Nigerians, we are full of energy, creativity, and talent. So, like many young Africans like me, I have big dreams that sometimes are sometimes bigger than what we have in the system. So we tend to be very ambitious, and sometimes these our resources are limited that we have to move to another place to be able to get what we want. So let me just tell you that to know that you have something to offer to the world, you sometimes wonder, how am I going to bring it out? How would people know? So I would say that many people in our environment are not lacking the intelligence. Probably what we're lacking is access, information, exposure, network, and belief. And sometimes when people don't get what they want, they start thinking their dreams are not achievable. But for me, I always believe that when I think about something, I do my best to achieve it. So let me tell you a little about before getting the scholarship or even being able to talk in conference or being able to travel. So I studied veterinary medicine, and for people who don't know what veterinary medicine is, means I treat animals. So I treat cats and dogs usually. So I'm in that field. But then I had other interests beyond my profession. So I cared about public health, cared about communication. I like going to rural communities to see how they are able to manage everything within their sectors. I also enjoy to know, oh, why is this disease affecting this person? Is there any connection with the human part, the environment, or the animal? So this curiosity has really pushed me to be very interested in One Health. Then I started volunteering. I volunteered at One Health Lessons. One Health Lessons is an organization I saw online. So social media also played a role in amplifying what I really wanted. And in groups, I always volunteered to take positions within my little power because I had a phone and data subscription. I often try to organize awareness activity on my phone, nothing extra, just my megabytes, trying to show what I'm interested in, amplifying, raising awareness, telling people what I know about. Then coming out of that, I do some little work on communication and telling people more about antimicrobial resistance. So I always try my best to keep learning and I try to show up. Not that everything I've done has been like yielding results all the time, but I felt like I was keeping records of my journey. So if I go for something, I try to make a post. Like the post is not for the likes, it's just to keep it for me that in the nearest year I might be able to use it. I'm sorry, where I'm staying is very close to the airport, so you might be hearing some plane background since we are talking about planes and traveling. So it's like the reality. So over the time, I've also seen that this small experience have shaped the way I think. It has built my leadership skills, and it has made me to become even a better person in terms of communication. One thing I would like to add was when I was in 2023, before I fully developed my awareness skills, I started doing toast. I joined Toastmasters, so it kind of built my speaking skills, and I got the role of the public relation officer. So it gave me the opportunity to actually develop myself in what I wanted. So coming down to getting funded conferences. So usually when we are applying for conferences, people want to put in the big thing, like they want it to be very tush, very packed. But there are different things you can actually submit for a conference. You can submit a systematic review, you can submit a work that is being done in the lab, you can submit a work that the research is ongoing. You can submit a perspective review. You can submit a narrative review. So for me as a young person, I realized that I have not fully been a researcher. Like I don't have all those research capacity. What I could submit best from what I see on the field is a perspective review and also narrative review. So that's where I really began. When I started in 2023, I was getting a lot of rejections, but as I grew, my writing and research skills also grew. So I was able to know, oh, you have to follow some of these conference instructions properly, even if you're submitting an original perspective view or a narrative view. And that's how I started getting my abstract accepted and started getting it accepted for poster presentation, then eventually in oral presentation. Also, for the opportunities, I would say that I've gotten opportunities more on by me attending first a local conference. You cannot underestimate, you're in Abuja today and you go for a conference, you attend maybe like a conference that is free. For students, I would advise you to go for more free conferences because we don't have money yet. You go for a conference that is free, like open to many people. You network, like you talk to people, you prepare like that 2 minute speech to let people know what you're interested in. From them, you have their WhatsApp number. From there, they are posting on their WhatsApp status. You get to see opportunities that they post around travels, exploring, and more scholarship opportunities. So one of those um, conferences that I attended was one of the ones that I ever heard about the school that I am currently in. I heard about the school in 2024 and I applied in late 2025 before I started now. So I would say that you should try to go out more often. So in 2 months, there's nothing bad in going, preparing yourself to attend a conference or a workshop that is free, trying to build your networking skills because those networking skills can actually provide an opportunity for you to have a fully funded trip. So for me, I would say that opportunities don't always look for perfection. You just need to be ready. Start building yourself to become useful. Learn to communicate. Learn to be around to solve problems. Learn to work with people. Learn to finish what you start. Like you can attend this program today and I don't know, maybe you're in the, let's say, accounting. I don't want to sound all too health related tonight. Let's say you're in the accounting field. There's nothing stopping you from going to Google, like Chrome, and ask, what are all the conferences, both in Nigeria, both national, both regional, both international, that are free and available for somebody in my field? That's one way you're already like starting something. Once you find these things, you start checking if they're actually legit. You check on social media and see if it's legit. From there, you ask people, oh, have you heard about this conference before? You get people to say yes or no. That means you're already opening doors. Like There's a way universe plays around with. You are inquisitive about, oh, I want to travel for something. Then the universe helps you to get what you want, and also with prayers. But you need to actually put in the work. Don't care about the limitations that, oh, you don't have money in your account. The very first time I ever traveled, that was 2024. I didn't have money in my account. In fact, I think I told my mom to just put like 300K in my account so that when I'm submitting to the South African embassy, they will see that I actually had money in the account. So you can get a fully funded scholarship with no money, no job, like just you doing your work, like doing being a researcher, being someone that is living with purpose and connecting with some of these agencies that are very aligned with what you're doing. So just like what Zuri Sky is doing, there's also an organization that also does for people in my field, the vet field. They're called VetLink. So I follow VetLink on LinkedIn. So all the conferences that VetLink are in charge of, I make sure to check if I am aligned with them. So I think that's how I got to know about the South Africa conference I ever attended. So some of these travel agencies also have some of these ideas that could even help people follow them to travel out for the first time. So to wrap it up, I would say that if anybody feels behind, and some others might actually feel ahead of it, I want to encourage you that there's no actually delay in your travels. When the time comes, you will travel. It will be fully funded. You'll be asking yourself, oh, so I didn't pay 1 naira to get this. So I just want to leave you with this. Where you are now, is actually a location. It is not your permanent identity. Your current environment might describe your present. It does not have to decide whether you want to travel to Europe or America or Asia or still within Africa. Keep building, keep learning, keep applying, keep becoming. One day you might actually be in rooms where people never imagined you to be. You need to get there with courage. And I just want to say that you may come from limitations, but that does not make you limited. Thank you, and over to you.
Wow, 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 wow. Can we start celebrating her already? Let's start celebrating her. Just send in the emojis, emoticons, utilize the chat box, and send something beautiful for that powerful and power-packed presentation. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. My take home from this is lead with purpose, connect, and preparation is very important. She talked about before she got her first ever traveling opportunity. She goes to conferences, she volunteers, she's doing something she's in alignment with. I know most people will say, I want to travel, I want to travel. You want to travel and you're just seeking for any opportunity out there. There's something you're good at, there's something that aligns with your purpose. There's something that aligns with your being. Find a community, find your tribe, nurture, serve, create that sense of value. And through that chain, opportunities will come flooding. Thank you very much. Before we move on to the panel discussion, we're going to hold off on any questions. We'll take them at the end of the panel discussion. So, Bola, just one thing I would like to know from you. How many countries have you traveled to so far for free, not the ones that are paid? Be it conference, be it presentation of papers or whatever. How many countries have you been to at a subsidized or at zero cost?
Okay, I would say that I've been to 3. If coming to Rwanda twice is 4, I've been, let's say, 4 times.
Sorry, I lost your audio. Can we still hear her?
Yes, so I said I've been to 3 countries, but I've been to Rwanda twice on funded scholarship.
Okay, thank you. So there's Rwanda, there's South Africa, and where else?
Cote d'Ivoire.
So thank you very much. Do you know the cost to travel within Africa? It's more expensive to travel within Africa than outside Africa. And she has been to Rwanda twice, been to Cote d'Ivoire, and been to South Africa, all at no cost. If you're here this evening listening to this, I tell you, your traveling is closer than you think. It's just for you to put your mind to it and be ready to get to work. So thank you very much. Keep the comments coming in the comment section. We will address that. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section. We will address that. We'll be moving on swiftly to the panel discussion. All right, thank you once again, Bola. So we'll be calling on stage our second panelist. We'll just introduce him so we get started proper. EJ Celestin is a distinguished entrepreneur and industry expert with over 2 decades of experience at the intersection of traveling, business, strategy, and fiscal policy. As the CEO of Cal to Fly Limited, he has successfully positioned the company as a trusted name in travel solutions and corporate logistics. Renowned for his deep understanding of tax reforms, he has contributed valuable insights that help businesses navigate complex regulatory environments while optimizing growth opportunities. Let's celebrate Mr. EJ Celestin. We go on to start the panel session. Mr. EJ Celestin, please confirm you're on call and you can hear me.
I can hear you. Thank you very much for the introduction.
All right, thank you very much. Swiftly to start proper. So let's start with Bola. We'll come back to Mr. EJ. So Bola, many people assume scholarships are only for top academic performers, right? People heard you talking about scholarship, going to conferences, and they are thinking perhaps it's for the gurus. So what myth should we break about funded travel opportunities in terms of the scholarship and attending conferences to present papers? What myth would people need to break off? You can respond to that in 1 to 2 minutes, please.
Okay, so I would say one myth we need to break immediately is that funded opportunities are not for people with perfect grades. Like for me, I won't say I have perfect grades at all. But many organizations they're not looking for your transcript. They're looking for people who they can trust in leadership positions. They're looking for people who can communicate. They're looking for people that can serve others and people can look up to as being leaders. So for me, I have a background in veterinary medicine, but I started building my One Health platform since 2021. And I've built it around public speaking, advocacy, community engagement, and communication. And this has already helped me to lead awareness campaigns. So I think all these experiences have actually made me very valuable in whatever niche I am. So aside submitting my CV, when I'm submitting my CV for applications, what I do is, because I have evidence for some of the things I do, I put a link of pictorial evidence of the things I'm doing. So if you want to know more, you know that I'm not just writing what I'm doing. I have evidence to back it up. So another one would be that people think opportunities are for people with connections. Sometimes the connection you need is the information. Maybe you just need to have someone's number and the courage to actually apply. Even if people reject you, don't reject yourself. So you don't have to be a top performer. You just need to know what you're doing and let people know that you're persistent and consistent in what you're doing.
Thank you. That's so much. Thank you for that value. Even if people reject you, don't reject yourself. So don't stick with the mindset that it's all about connection. If you don't have connection, it's not for you. You don't have the knowledge, you're not the smartest. Align with your purpose, be of value. Thank you very much, Bola, for that. So we'll move on swiftly to Mr. EJ. You've been in the travel space for over 2 decades. That's a lot of experience garnered. So we would like to know this evening, what are the hidden layers of the travel industry that everyday people don't know about? but can leverage on? What are the things that we don't know about, but we can leverage on to actually access traveling at a cheaper or a more affordable rate?
Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Can
Go
you hear
ahead,
me?
please. Loud and clear.
Okay. The hidden opportunities are so much, but however, it depends on your purpose of traveling because why are you traveling? Like my co-panelist Rally said, most of our travels are centered around educational travel and the opportunities thereof. So if you are going to do the other kind of travel that depends on the industry you find yourself, or probably you are the ordinary day-to-day person, you need to look for an opportunity that suits you. One of the opportunities that suits everyday traveler is trying to book or trying to prepare for as possible so that you'll be able to enjoy the discounted or promo ticket that are usually available as soon as the airline put it on their inventory. A lot of people don't know that the earlier you book, the cheaper it is for you. But sometimes it has to depend on your purpose of travel and your lifestyle. So if you are someone that is not very good with timing or very good with keeping uh, straight to what he has already defined, you're probably going to have challenges. Also, there are other programs that you can enroll, like frequent flyer programs and other programs that the airline offers, or probably the airline is doing a bonanza, or probably buy one get one free, or whatever program it is. You can use that to travel for less. But like I said earlier, it depends on your purpose of travel because there are some official, like if I say an official travel that you can't but know until the day you're about to, until the day close to the day of your travel. Or if it's for your own personal trip, you can plan as early as possible. And there are other possibilities that are available. There are possibilities of you having what they call pay small small, which can be done either through the airline or through your travel manager. For those that have a travel manager, you can pay early for your travel so that your ticket is booked as early as possible at a cheaper rate, so that you can enjoy less and cost less ticket when you're about to travel. However, you must also stick and know the regulations and the terms and conditions of the ticket you're probably going to use. So travel is as cheap as it is, but any misjudgment can can make it look very expensive for you. So, like I said earlier, it depends on your purpose of travel that will determine how you can travel for less. So, like he rightly said, there are funded programs that you can enroll on, probably for the purpose of your own personal travel, or probably a travel for a course or for an engagement, which can make it easier for you. There are programs there are conferences that if you enroll for those conferences, they will ask you that are you sure that you'll be able to attend the conference, and these are the terms and conditions. You'll be able to meet so as many as these persons in the course of the meeting, or you must book a meeting ahead of the program. They will give you travel at a lesser cost compared to if you are going for the conference on your own and you're buying your ticket. So, like I said, depending on the purpose of travel, you can get it. I'm also like students also, they can travel for less. Couples travel for less. They don't usually pay what other people pay when they travel. There are some airlines that offers promotional tickets for students, elder statesmen, military men, and couples. So you can take advantage of such. For the ordinary day-to-day person, is that you book your ticket early as much as possible once you have your date confirmed, or you use the platform of paying small small so that you can uh, get that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for that value. Look for opportunity that suits you. Book early. A lot of people think this is one thing that people tell themselves that I'll book when it's closed. And it's not like you said. If you book early, you get some discounts. So why not book early and take advantage of that extra thousands that you would naturally spend on air tickets? Take advantage to save that. And there's also the pay small small package. Just look for what aligns with your purpose and you can take it from there. So let's come back swiftly to Bola talking about positioning yourself or looking forward to purpose or the reason for travel. So how do you position yourself before opportunities? I know for you, you said you were online, you started around your niche, you did some stuff, right? So for people that want to start today, I want to travel, and I'm thinking perhaps at the end of this year I want to travel. How do I start something, or how do I position myself as a strong candidate to be able to access such opportunities in line with my niche? All right, over to you.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm talking to just students or even adults, but I'll try to be in the middle. So positioning starts before the application even opens. Like you already know that, oh, there's an application coming up, and you already want to check what they did last year. Like what were the terms and conditions they had in the previous year, so that you can already start using it for what this year might look like. So if you start preparing when the link comes out, that might seem too late. So you might want to start checking what they've done in the previous years. So for me, what has helped me to build consistently has been volunteering, trying to speak up publicly, and also like leading in student communities, and continuously trying to improve my CV professionally. Also, my biggest networking social media has been my LinkedIn. And also, as a person, you need to learn how to document your work. For example, in whatever role you found yourself, you need to document your work, because none of these experiences you're gaining now are actually small experience. They were preparations. So if someone is to ask me where to start today, I would say start doing those meaningful work now, because what you have currently is like the launch pad of what you want. So I have someone who told me that I could actually write in every year, try to write, oh, do you want to have like 2 trips this year? Do you want to have 1 trip? What do you want to achieve this year? And if you write it down, you constantly look at it, and you constantly put yourself in areas where you would actually want to grow, like travel to, it will work. At least it has worked for me. And also I'll say pray about it.
Pray about it. Thank you very much. So it's good to visualize your goals as you want to travel. Just like you said, if you want to travel to 1 or 2 countries this year, put it down. Know that this is a goal and start working towards it intentionally. Intention is very key. Start little, start where you are. You're never too far behind, so you can start where you are. So thank you very much, Bola, for that contribution. So let's move on to Mr. EJ. I know you talked about booking ahead for cheaper airfare, probably hotel too. So I would like to know, how can someone think beyond flight and hotels to significantly reduce the overall travel expenses? So aside from flight and hotel, what else can someone think about or think around to reduce the travel expenses? Over to you in 1 to 2 minutes, please.
Okay, there are a lot of layers available for you to be able to enjoy uh, maybe a good fare, or like you said, less costly travel experience. One of the programs that most airlines run is what they call a frequent flyer program, and it's kind of a reward program for those that are loyal to the airline, especially. But for a new traveler, having recourse to that might not be possible as a when you want to travel. So you need to look for something close to what you do. So you can also travel in groups. If probably there are 1, 2, 3, at least up to 9 persons that you know are probably going same destination as you are, you can travel as a group and probably apply for a group fare compared to a one-off fare for an individual. So that will come. But better say the best way for you to be able to do it, which some people think is very costly most time, is to have a travel manager. Your travel manager is an experienced professional that knows what it is for you for him or her to get you a cheaper uh, options when it comes to travel. But most time people think what you're paying is usually more to if you do it yourself. Yes, when you do it yourself, sometimes it looks cheaper, but one mistake can make or mar everything you have really arranged. I have a recent experience of a family friend that was to travel. I did everything regarding the travel experience, and at the end of the day, the airline disappointed the person. And the person right there at the airport called me and said, "Okay, what's the better option?" It was being given a higher option for him or her to travel, and I told him, "Okay, don't worry, I'll get back to you. Let me see what is available." I was able to get him a cheaper option. Also, he was able to recover his money that he would have lost if not for me. I had to push for such recovery. So the travel starts from the day you think about traveling till and until when you get to your arrival point. So you have to know what is good for you, and before you know what you need to follow. So definition of purpose of travel is very, very key when you are deciding whether to go for a cheaper option or a lesser costly option compared to others. So most times those cheaper options, yes, they are good for people that are able to manage their time and manage how they keep appointments. So there are a lot of opportunities that are available, whether in the hotel, the hospitality industry, or in the travel industry. So that's what it is. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You mentioned things that are peculiar. You say travel in group. Traveling in group is actually a smart way to travel
Yes.
cheaply. Thinking about it right now, because what it will cost just you. By the time you're more than one, you can some way consolidate and still be able to get value. I mean, accommodation
Yes.
can be cheaper, they can be shared spaces, you can
Yes.
request for a cheaper rate. And so then having a travel manager, I think that one is also underlooked. Like you said, people look at it as why do I have to pay a manager when I can do it myself? But the thing is, the manager is supposed to guide you so you don't make any mistake along the way. And
Yes.
this brings a memory. There was a trip, Queen, if you remember, a trip that happened late last year with the person to the UK, and how you're able to help in resolving that peculiarity. I'm just thinking, if he was supposed to act on his own, that would have been chaotic. All right, so moving on back to Bola and still keeping it swift. We would like to know what are the unconventional or overlooked platforms or communities or strategies people can use to access opportunities. Platforms, communities, or strategies that people can use to access opportunities.
Okay, so let me start with, so people often underestimate WhatsApp. Yeah, sometimes people post on WhatsApp, like they post random stuffs. But if you know me, yes, I post a lot of funny pictures on WhatsApp, but I find myself also sharing opportunities on WhatsApp status because I also find opportunities on people's WhatsApp status. So there's a new thing that WhatsApp does called WhatsApp channels. So these are places where you can also find opportunities. Like you can literally type scholarship opportunities, travel opportunities, all those things on WhatsApp channels. So I think Zurich Sky can also leverage on that. Maybe create a WhatsApp channel where they share opportunities around travels. That would really drag people's attention to you. Another one would be webinars, attending webinars, online webinars that really interests you around travels, scholarships, opportunities. Another one would be use of alumni groups. Like for my school group, they also share opportunities for us, like on scholarships, people that wants to travel out, people that wants to work within Nigeria. I've also gotten opportunities in Toastmasters, especially around speaking opportunities. I An example is this one that I'm having here. If I did not join Toastmaster, I would not know African Guru. Also, the main one for me is LinkedIn. I know people think LinkedIn is over exaggerated, but honestly, for me, LinkedIn is, if you use it the right way, you're not going to feel like people are doing too much there. You're going to get opportunities from LinkedIn. So these are some of the biggest growth platforms that I have used, and it has really built me. And people have seen my work, and I'm highly recommending this. I would say that post about your journey. You're not posting about your journey to brag to anybody. You're using it to document your work, share your interests, engage with people's posts thoughtfully, and let opportunities find evidence that you're actually doing what you're saying you're doing. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Thank you very much, Bola, for that. WhatsApp, greatly underutilized. I mean, you want to travel, you want a job, you said you're a professional, and every day, what keeps going on your WhatsApp status is memes. Somebody posts opportunity, you feel like the person is too serious. You're looking for who posted a meme or a short video that you can laugh about, and you're saying you need opportunity. So utilize the platforms right in front of you: WhatsApp, the channels, broadcast. Go to your alumni network, your alma mater, LinkedIn, or any social media that works for you. Then post about your journey. It's not just following up with people. If those people turn to look at you, what value will they see? You want to travel, right? You want a scholarship opportunity, and you're following up with someone. So when the person wants to look at you and your own journey, what will that person see? It's very important. So build yourself, post about your journey. It's not just to brag, but to ensure what you're doing is documented. So thank you for that value. Let's go on to let's go on to Mr. EJ. So today, if someone wants to travel in the next 3 to 6 months, I want to travel in the next 3 to 6 months and I have zero capital currently. Where do I start and how do I start?
Okay, thank you very much. What kind of travel do you want to do? Domestic or international travel?
International travel.
Okay. Who is your travel partner?
Sorry, I didn't
Hello?
get that. You said,
I said, who is your travel partner?
oh, just me. I just want to travel.
No, what I
I
mean is
want
that
to.
who is managing? Are you doing it yourself or you are using a professional?
No, I don't even know. I don't know what to do. I just know that I want to travel in the next 3 to 6 months. There's no funds, but I need to travel.
Okay, yeah, if you are not aware, let me bring it to your notice that presently there's what they call credit corp now, an agency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that can support you traveling on credit. So you could assess that to book early while you spread your payment period for the period that is acceptable to them. You can also engage in pay small in some of these travel managers or B2B portals that gives you that opportunity. More so, you can speak to your travel manager or get one to help you design a travel plan so that you have a flexible payment plan that allows you to pay maybe very close to your date of travel. However, your ticket and everything regarding your travel would have been done on or before that time, so that you can take advantage of the cheaper fare. But the word I'm very always careful about this word cheap or less, because it depends. Because at the end of the day, what you think is cheap for you might not be cheap for another person. So I'm very careful using that word, especially when discussing services to people. That something is cheap. There's nothing that is cheap. It depends on your budget. So for you, what investigation have you done that you think will cost you to make that trip? First of all, what are the provisions for the finance for that trip? Can you self-finance it, or you need finance from other sources, or you need a support, or you need a delay payment or a deferred payment for your travel? So you need these are the criteria you need to define. Because if you said you just want to assess cheaper options, you need to define what kind of cheaper option are you looking at. Because at the end of the day, let it not be that the cheaper option you think at the first time is even going to at the end of the day. Let's assume that probably a ticket of 1.2 million naira, you are able to 2 million naira, and you take a credit for that. Probably at the end of the day, you end up paying 1.5 or 1.8 million naira. So for you but depending on what your financial plans are, it will depend on what how financially strong you are. So if you have if your financial limited, you must give something that you can do, maybe do a deposit for a particular amount and probably the B2B platform you are going to use. Doing it yourself most of the time will not give you that credibility because nobody knows you. So if you want to assess that, the airline does not know you and it doesn't know how credible you are to, to pay back, even if they are going to give you the facility, and which most airlines does not give. So you need to either be the travel manager or probably like you rightly said, be in a travel community where opportunities and privileges like this and benefits are shared across. Sometimes people also have opportunity of having like my company. Sometimes we have deals from airlines and travel companies, so we can probably give you to you at lesser than what you would have gone to buy at the airline. But for you to enjoy such a privilege and opportunity, you have to either be one of our esteemed clients or you have been doing services with us, because that's the advantage of you having a travel manager. So if you need to have either be in the community or you have somebody that's managed you, that will always call your attention to opportunities like this so that you can leverage on it. But however, there's nothing like being cheap. It depends on what your budget are and how soon or how good your finances. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. AJ. I like that part. There's nothing like being cheap. It just depends on your budget. So what exactly is your budget? And this kept reoccurring, having a travel manager. So it's important. If you have a travel manager, that person can guide you through possible loopholes. And that person can even guide you to more affordable options rather than you vaguely or blindly going into anything you see out there on the internet. So thank you
Yeah,
very much. At this point,
yeah, use the right word. Affordability matters. So it's nothing like cheap. How can you get
yes,
affordable or what they call in the senior client budget ticket so that something can work within your budget that you can manage and pay. Thank you very much.
all right. Thank you. Thank you. So do away with, leave cheap out of it. What can you afford? Have a budget line. So thank you for that. At this point, the floor is open to questions. If we have any, you can unmute and ask or drop it on the chat box, and I'll read that out. So while we are doing that, I'll just give a brief recap on what has been covered so far. So unmute to speak if you have a question or drop it in the chat box. So just a recap on what has been captured so far. Preparation is important. Prepare before the opportunity comes. Don't wait for opportunity before you start preparing. Network, be a problem solver, be valuable. Show up, learn as much as you can and document all that you're learning. Look for opportunities that suit you. Book early. Don't wait till the last minute. There are packages that afford you the ability to travel even with little to no funds. Mr. AJ talked about Credit Corp by the federal government. He talked about a pay small package B2B where you can use that to access funds to actually travel and pay in bits. Then he talked about traveling, having a travel manager, like having a coach to guide you through traveling. So with that, you have full clarity. You have a full picture of the whole journey before you start. So I can see there's no question in the chat box and nobody is unmuting to speak. So I would go ahead and get the final call to action at this point since there's no question. So does anyone have a question? You want to ask a question? You can go ahead and unmute. Nobody, no question. Okay. I'm not seeing any. Okay. So there's no question in the chat box or anybody unmuting. So let's get your final thoughts. We will start with Bolanli, then we'll come back to Mr. AJ. What's your final thought, your call to action for people that attended today's webinar, for people that have listened to you, for people that have been under your sphere of influence this evening. So, what's your call to action for them?
Okay, so my call to action would be that where you start now is a new chapter. It's not like the old story. I would say that there are so many opportunities that are still not met you. Definitely, if you want to visit the old many countries and you have not visited, that means you still have like a lot of stories to tell. So I would say that whatever moment you're waiting for, you should those moments you find you prepared. Let it find you growing. Let it find you trying. Let it find you refusing to actually give up. So keep putting the application, start that conversation, because any act of courage could actually move you from a moment of self-doubt to a moment of actually positioning you in places of so many travels. And you're allowed to be seen and you're allowed to go further than you've expected. I never knew that I would be able to travel out of Nigeria without maybe like, those GoFundMe they talk about. But here I am, fully funded with a good travel agency, and trust me, it can be you. It can be you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my experience.
Thank you so much for sharing value with us this evening, Dr. Bolanle. Thank you so much. There's a feedback for you in the group. Thanks for the training. I ran back to the location of my phone to drop this. I didn't think about the way Dr. Bolanle did hers. I recently dived into the medical field. I'm grateful for that advice. I will document my journey. So that's a take home. Thank you, Dr. Bola, for that. And thank you, Omolara, for that feedback. So, Mr. EJ, swiftly, let's get your key message, your call to action for all the people under the influence of your voice this evening. What's your key message? What's your call to action to your listeners?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to on your channel. The what is being discussed in the context of what we're saying today, if you localize it, you might not get what the word affordability could afford you because of the challenges we face in this kind of location. But if you take it off from this location to probably Europe, America, and the rest of them, you're probably going to enjoy more affordable travels than you ever think of, because there are travels that are being done not as most airlines do it in this side of this world, that they're trying to recover their costs at one-off transaction they have with you. If you look at Wizz Air, Ryanair Air of Europe, they brought a package that makes it easier for you to travel, because there are some takeaways they will take away from your ticket, or the cost element of your ticket, so that it's easier. One, if you fly on Ryanair Travel or Wizz Air, they don't serve food. But most Nigerian airlines, those are part of the cost you're also paying for. If you want to use the convenience, you pay. Like an airline, I don't want to make mention of it, tried making travel affordable in Nigeria, but our cultural orientation forced them to abandon that project. An example is, probably I could give you a ticket for maybe, let's say, 60,000 now, without you traveling with a bag. But if you want to travel with a bag, I'll give you at 80,000. If you are going to travel with a bag 10 kg, I'll give you at 80,000. If you're going to travel with a bag 20 kg, I'll give you at 90,000. So for you that is not going to carry a bag, that means at the cost you are going to buy that ticket is going to be affordable for you. But you find out that most Nigerians don't keep to that. So most airlines, instead of having issues, customer service issues, they try to remove it as part of their program and stick to what most Nigerians know. Nigerians like carrying load, or they will tell you they are not aware that they're not supposed to carry load. At the end of the day, you buy a ticket for a particular amount, and you know that the condition of that ticket, or the terms and conditions of that ticket, says that you are not expected to carry a bag, or if you are going to carry a bag, a 7 kg bag, and somebody is bringing a 15 kg bag, and he's telling you, no, I didn't understand what you guys were saying, and it becomes issue. Because some of the things we pay for, as in tickets, are services we don't even enjoy in the cost of even flying for 30 minutes to 1 hour. But the airlines have found out that if, as well as they are trying to manage people to enjoy those, what they call it, friends services, our culture or our environment makes it look as if it's foreign to us. So sometimes when you try to introduce, when airline try to introduce some of these cheap or affordable options, we don't, they tend to have a lot of customer service issue. Then when it comes to us as a person, if you want to fly affordably, what is your budget? First of all, you must know what your budget is. You go online, check the various airline services that offers travel to the destination you are going to. Check what they have. Check all the airlines because each come with its own price and condition of service. Look for the one that will suit you and start planning. Don't plan without information. Don't say I want to go to somewhere and you don't even know how much it costs. So when you not see any cost, you assume that that cost is very expensive. So by the time you do an average of probably 5 airlines or 2 airlines, or the normal cost it to take it to move from one point A to point B, you know whether it's affordable or whether it's costly. Because you can't say affordability in the current dispensation whereby the aviation fuel is very expensive. You can't say affordability will be something that will be in your dictionary. You have to remove affordability because one, the services is presently scarce. You have limited airlines that are flying because of the availability of aviation fuel. Two, if you want to travel during high season, the tendency is that you will not see affordable tickets, except you have booked long before the period you want to travel. But if it's for emergency travel, that means you can't look for affordability. What you're looking for is the best available airline that will take you from point A to point B. So these are options you will look at. And what is your budget? How do you earn? Do you earn regularly that you can plan with your earning? Because even if you want to take advantage of the pay small, you have to make sure that you have a payment plan that suits the pay small, so that even when your ticket is booked early, you'll be able to pay off before your travel day. Because if you don't pay off before your travel day, that probably contract will be cancelled. Also, try and get a travel manager or be friendly to one travel manager and appreciate the fact that he's the professional doing his work. He's not a fraudster trying to extract money from you. He's just giving you a professional service so that you don't go make mistake about getting a service that doesn't suit you. It's always best get a service that suits you so that it will be in the whole nutshell be affordable to you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. For that value, you kept mentioning travel managers are professionals, so respect their craft. That part is important. And review your budget. You need a budget line. Travel from a point of awareness, from a point of knowledge. Don't be ignorant because that will not do you well. So time is fast spent. We have a few questions in the group, but we'll not be treating them now. We will treat them afterwards. So this can be shared outside the webinar. I would call on the managing partner for Zuri Sky Limited to handle the evaluation segment and give us a closing remark. Thank you so much. It's been my honor and singular privilege to moderate this session today. I remain Adeza. So thank you, and back to you, Queen.
All right. Thank you so much, Adeza, for a job perfectly done. Thank you. Please, can we celebrate Adeza? Let's drop those emojis. Let's give him clapping him. Our best favorite emojis. Let's drop it for him to celebrate him. He did a wonderful job. And let's also celebrate our speakers. Adeza, please, with your permission, can I just take just one question on the chat that says, how do you choose a destination based on your budget and purpose? Tourism, study, business. That looks elaborate.
No,
you think we should
go ahead.
Okay, who is going to answer this question now? Okay, Mr. Celestine, please, in 1 minute, can you attend to this question? The person says, how do you choose a destination based on your budget and purpose?
Okay, I will still go back to what I said earlier with what's the purpose of travel and what is your budget? Your budget based on information you have also checked online, probably information these days is very easy compared to those days when travel was starting that you have to be manual. If you can type on ChatGPT and say, okay, what will it cost me to travel from Nigeria to probably 5 destinations of your choice, so that you can now pick the one that is affordable. Then what do you want to go and see at the destination you are going to? Because if I'm going to a destination that fulfill my purpose and it looks expensive, Will I go for a destination that is less cheaper that will not fulfill my purpose? So, like for example, there are so many destinations in the world. It doesn't budget has to do with you. That's just the thing. When you have a budget, you now look at what can I afford, because your budget is guided by what you earn. You can't want to go to probably a destination that is like Singapore, which is very expensive. Singapore is very, very expensive, but it's one of the best destinations you can go to. So it depends on what you want to go and do there. If you want to go to, like they say, traveling around Africa is not even cheap. So if you want to go to a destination like Kigali, it might be more expensive than you traveling to Paris. So your purpose of travel and your budget is one of the key items that you must even for study also. What do you want to study? Because if you consider what you want to study in line with the cost, you might not fulfill purpose. Because a course that you can find in probably in UK, and you go to the same course in Dubai. If you bring a certificate for me, I'm not trying to belittle any of this country. If you bring a certificate from UAE for me for a course that is available in UK, I will pick more of a UK. So you look at, oh, if I go and study this course just because it looks cheaper for me or it's a better option for me, how will I be in the market? So everything boils down to purpose. What do you want to achieve, and at the end of the day, what's your goal for carrying out what you want to do? So everything boils down to budget and purpose. So choosing a destination is your choice. Technology can aid you. ChatGPT is there now. It can even design a travel itinerary for you and give you cost. So from there you can choose before even if you can't afford a travel manager, ChatGPT can help you. And they're like, I don't want to put it on this call. There are a lot of tools that can help you get it done without, they call it DIY, do it yourself. There are a lot of people that do it themselves. But I can for free advise you maybe a website, Skyscanner. They can give you everything that you need to know about travel, from tickets to hotel to destination and every other thing. But the challenge is this: if you are not a disciplined person and you buy a service from them on the basis of affordability, there might be a challenge if any of those points does not connect. How do I mean? They can aggregate 3 different airlines and give you at the price that one airline would have taken you from point A to point B. They can give you 3 different airlines that will take you all through this journey. But if one of those airlines happen to have a challenge, the other 2 are not aware of your service. So what they'll be able to do is to aggregate on the number they have. So they can get, they usually cut deals from airlines and hotels. There was a client I had that I gave a deal for an hotel. I thought the client would be able to stick to what was agreed, but the client, I don't decline the service, and the service was not refundable, and he lost over $600. So, like I said before, you have to determine and be disciplined on what you're going to do based on your budget and your purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Celestine. That was excellently answered. So, to Rebecca, what should guide your choice is your purpose. Your travel purpose will go ahead to guide your choice, basically, if I get Mr. Celestine correctly. So thank you once again, Dr. Bolale. It's been an honor having you on our platform. Your experience has been indeed insightful and quite eye-opening. I hope that you'll be available when we want you or need you to walk us step by step on how to do some of these applications. So this is just me putting it out. She didn't say, but I believe with the power that Adeza has given me tonight, I can say that if you need Bonale to walk you through on how to do these things step by step, after this call, we're going to be dropping a link where you can book or schedule a meeting, like a one-on-one meeting where she can, okay, if you want to say, okay, I want to get a funded a scholarship or a funded conference, fully funded. Hey, Bonanle, how did you do it? Can you please walk me? What documents did you submit? How did you do it? So if you want her to do that, I'm very sure she'll be open and available to do that. We're going to be dropping a link after this call on our platform where you can book a one-on-one section and she would guide you, hold your hand. They said if you want to go far, the best way to go far is to follow someone who has walked the path. So she has walked thus far. She has gone on funded trips, so she can hold your hand and walk you through doing the same thing. So if that's something you want to do, we're going to share a link after this webinar, and then you can book a one-on-one meeting with Bonale. Bonale, do I have your permission on this? Yes or yes? Thank you so much. Yeah, that emoji says a whole lot. And then to our exceptional and amazing expert, our distinguished travel expert who has been in the business for over 2 decades. He's well knowledgeable. He has so much experience as far as travel is concerned. In fact, some of us refer to him as the airline because there is nothing about the airline he doesn't know. He knows some of the rules because there are some of the things that airline do. Like sometimes let me not call a particular airline. Some airline will just go ahead and cancel on you without really trying to compensate. So there are certain rights as travelers that you have, or there are certain things that the airline is supposed to give you to compensate you for those unsolicited canceling of flights or delays, so to say. So if you also want someone who can walk you through, hold your hands to help you know it's your right, what you should demand for, or how to get some of all these extra privileges, Mr. EJ Selecting is very much available, and he can also hold your hand and walk you through the path. So, but to do that, you would have to book a one-on-one meeting. So I want to believe we've had a good time. Have we had a good time? If you had a good time tonight, can you please drop an emoji? Have you had a good time? Yes, I see the emojis. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right, so I can say that we've come to the end of our April edition. We are going to be having another edition by May, and we're going to be talking about strictly Canada. We have an immigration lawyer who is going to be coming to speak to us on everything that has to do with Canada, both study, relocation, tourism, however you want it. He's going to be sharing all the inside secrets to how you can successfully go to Canada. He is an immigration lawyer. So you want to stay glued to this channel. You want to join. If you have not joined our community, please do that now. We're going to be putting out the dates, the link, and everything that you need to know about the next webinar. That's for me. And then we also have another plan to tell you, for those of us that don't really have money to travel and they were thinking, okay, when do I save up? There is also, Mr. Selection rightly mentioned, there is also a pathway that allows you to use loan. It's a federal government offer that you can take loan and then travel and come and then pay at your pace. So we also have an expert who is going to be giving us who's going to be enlightening us on all of this. And so please stay glued. Don't leave the site of Zuri Sky. If you have not joined our community, please do join our community right now. And this call is also recorded for those of us who had network challenges. We're going to be dropping the link afterwards so that you can watch it again. Thank you once again for joining. It's been an honor having every one of you. Welcome once again to Zuri Sky, where luxury meets affordability. So it's a good night from me to everyone. In case you want to say, please, you can unmute and say something. Just say something. Tell me whether you're happy. Are you happy with the speakers? Are you happy with this idea? Are you happy with everything? Please unmute and just tell me something. Let me feel good. Okay, someone say drop the link. Yeah, we're going to do that on our platform. We're going to be dropping that on our platform. Please, can you unmute and say something to me?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think what most consumers that are even on this call have not taken advantage is what they call customer education and information. They say when you're not informed, you are deformed. So
Yeah.
as much as you're doing it, you're really encouraging them, because some of them don't know their rights. And they say
Yeah.
when you don't know your rights, you have a plight. So you can even walk up to an airline and probably negotiate a deal for yourself. And say,
Yeah, exactly.
I have a plan to use your airline to travel for the whole of the year. How much are you ready to give to me so that I'll be able to even just volunteer yourself, like Olale said. as a volunteer to be a brand ambassador, talk so much about the airline, promote the airline on your social media, and probably the airline will say, okay, this person is giving us value, so let's return value for value. So you can use what you can do to also assess traveling for less, or making your travel affordable at the first instance. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's very apt. That's also very apt. Please, does any person want to see anything? I can see Silent X. I can see can you just unmute and just say something? We're actually done, but just say something to me so that I can feel a little happy tonight. Silent X, Odu Genevieve, Omoyemi, Humphrey. Can you guys just unmute and say something? Okay. I see. All right, since nobody wants to say anything, it's a good night from me to you all.
Thank you.
All right.
I thought you said good night already.
I was been saying speak since you didn't want to speak. Now you guys have broken my heart. Nobody wanted to say anything to make me happy. That's not fair. That's not
amazing
fair.
Time. Thank you so much. It was amazing. Thank you so much. I think I've learned a lot, and the possibility to travel looks better right now with the amount of information I got. So I could try the options that I have heard, and I'll put them to good use. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That feels good, Humphrey. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Okay. Does anybody else want to say anything before we end the call finally? Anyone else? Elizabeth. I see Elizabeth. I see Grace. Odu Genevieve. Moyami. Okay. All right. Thank you very much once again. Please have a lovely night rest. We're going to be sharing the recording after now. Good night.